and then you have benefit from both sides. And I want to commend these two for what they are building there. I do hope that before your tenure ends, that play will be commissioned by this Vice Chancellor, not another one. Two, there's a need to treat our students with dignity while in school to enable them reciprocate same while they are alumni. Don't talk down our students. At least treat students with some respect. Any day we don't have students, this university is gone. What is keeping us here are the students. Therefore, we must keep them with dignity. You go to office, they say, I went to one office without you taking time. I was in the registry. I think one man, I hope it's not here. I was passing and also a student. And I said, past student, what are you doing here? He said, I came for my certificate. I said, so go and pick it. He said, I've been told to come back in 3 weeks. I said, how? Which year? He told me about 5 years ago. I went in, I saw one man. I said, is our 5-year certificate not ready? He said, they are ready. Are you sure? I said, yes. But look at what they told a student. He called the woman who told her the same thing. He also told me the same thing. He called the woman and he went there, go and bring the recent file. He brought the student result file. And number 5 there was this person's certificate. You have asked her to go back in 3 weeks. You don't know where it's coming from. Meanwhile, the thing is that you didn't bother to check. And that student was extremely excited. If I went out there, or a woman didn't respond to me, what will happen? University, there is a need to treat our students with dignity too. 3, there is a need to keep the alumni informed of the happening in the universities to be able to communicate with all alumni through emails, circulation of magazine, and what have you. When I went to Israel in 1994, today they send their magazine to me. We have to create the alumni section. You have to create something that whatever happened here to be able to be communicated to all over the world, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They should be able to get all that we are doing here so that you meet them connected to the universities. 4, universities should establish a special day as Alumni Day. I have said that. 5, alumni must always be friendly with their alma mater, no matter how they were treated while in school. Don't pay evil with evil. No matter how they treated you, once you can graduate and you are holding the certificate of that university, it's your university. And don't be angry. What we can do for that university, please do it. Don't allow any what happened in the past be an issue in your relationship with your university. Having said this, I want to thank the association again. I want to thank the Vice Chancellor, thank all of us for being here. And I think we can take some questions if permitted. Thank you very much.
So may I crave your indulgence, please? Very quickly, sir, Professor Sodeke, please. May I have you just for a minute? I'd like to inform you that the National Association of Akwa Ibom Students have an award of excellence to present to you, Professor Victor Sodeke. May I respectfully call Obong Uko Udo Abraham to make the presentation before he sits. Obong Uko Abraham, please, quickly. Let's get to do this so that Professor Sodeke will return back to his seat. Obong Inoya, have you ducked out of this place? Obong DDD. One thing Muayu does for you, you learn everything. So very close to us is Ikotek Bene. Mahain Jinababa Kelagariam from Mariamaya by Ike Gatanu 404. And then we come back. So please sit. I think, okay, he's coming. More you students, do you still do UGC as a course? How many of you know the full meaning of UGC? And what is it all about? How about Victor? Where are you, please? How about DDD? I remember when we go and get hay for the livestock and we put it in buckets. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Association of Akwa Ibom State Students, an award of excellence presented to Professor Victor E. Osadeke. So I think you should come forward for photo ops. Abang Udo Abraham.
With due respect to all the dignitaries here present, I strongly associate myself with the position of the Vice Chancellor of Miebo University, Professor Madhu Christy of Oigwe. Sir, you are welcome. Madhu Ibisi. Okay, M.O. Igwe. Very sorry, sir. Thank you, sir, for the correction. We are your proud students, and on behalf of the Alumni Akwa Ibom State students, in collaboration with the National Association of Akwa Ibom State students, we have an award of excellence to present to our beloved professor. An award of excellence presented to Professor Victor Emmanuel Osadeke as the best student-friendly president of Academic Staff Union of Universities, courtesy of National Association of State Students, Michael Okwa University of Agriculture, Modike. Sir, you are highly honored by us. Sir, we are grateful. You have you've set the mindset of the students in the entire country. Sir, you fought a good fight, and God Almighty will continue to keep you alive, keep you strong. You will reap the fruits of your labor. God bless you, sir. Please take Bossa for our national comrade. Bossa! 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 I'm grateful.
Well, the Vice Chancellor and all of us present, I want to thank this group for this one. It's a surprise. Ordinarily, we in ASU, we don't accept, as a president, we don't accept the award. That's why we don't accept award, but for my students who on their own have done this, I want to really thank you, and may God bless all of you. Working together will change the trajectory of Nigerian university system. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Akwa Ibom, Aya, you can now Dakar from this place. Okay, so more photo ops. Let's have the music in the background real quick, please. All right, just all right. I think we do not have time. Thank you very much. Let's move on real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Before I go to the next item, which is a speech by our special guest of honor, let me recognize Professor Echirobia Christopher. He is the Pro-Tem Secretary of the MOAU Alumni Association. Professor Echirobia is here with us. Please celebrate him. Put your hands together. Welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest of honor is the Regional Manager, Access Bank Nigeria PLC, Mr. Ehimere Okechukwu. Please put your hands together as we have Mr. Ehimere come to the podium. Welcome, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor M.O. Iwe, permit me to stand on existing protocols. Good evening, everybody. I think it's been a very long day and quite an enriching one too. Just to correct the records, I'm here to give more like a remark to the keynote addresses already made. Professor Osadeke, thank you very much for your address. Very rich. I don't think there is even anything I could add to that. And it comes from a deep understanding of the university system and having been here for a long time. I also want to thank the keynote speaker, Professor Dennis Ibe, for doing justice. So, thank you very much, VC. On such an auspicious occasion, I want to say it's been a long time coming. I can't fail to thank you enough because, one, you have created that window for interaction, cooperation between the university community and the alumni. Yes, we have not been in the academia, but we have followed closely what has happened in the alumni journey so far. And I'm without mincing words that you gave the olive branch to this to spread and excel, and you have given us relevance. For this we say thank you. The role of alumni associations in developing the university, particular our own university, the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, I think would, in summarizing what they have said, comes down to three basic things. One, advocacy. As an alumni, we need to be the voice of the students. We need to be the voice of the ex-students. I particularly am excited at what Prof. Ibe talked about as regards the alumni in diaspora, that they have gone out there, they have worked in other universities, and they are able to carry their experience from there and marry it with their experience in or while in the university here will be a very big plus for us, both now and in the future. So I will be expecting that we will begin to see a whole lot more interaction between the alumni in diaspora and the parent body here to ensure that so many things that should change are changed. Most importantly, there's a lot of convention that we need to do away with. And I believe that working closely with both the university authority and the parent association or parent leadership, we're going to achieve that. Advocacy alone does not also mean speaking about the ills. It also means speaking about the university. I listened to Professor Sadeke when he said that we should be the ones advertising the university. I'll give you a very short story. In the course of my career, I've had to interview a lot of people. And I can tell you without mincing words, even in panels where you find graduates of University of Lagos, graduates of University of Nigeria and Nsukka, the average Umudike student stands out. I have had a particular incident where we even had students who came with degrees from outside the country, and the people from Umudike dusted them fair and square. And it is a testament of the quality of education that they receive here. When we were here, it was like hell. It was like hell. But leaving the four walls of this university and interacting with other students, we found that the people who taught us impacted in us. It wasn't just teaching. They made sure that we left with something. And for this, we are eternally grateful. It is the culture of hard work. It is the culture of ensuring that you are the best at what you do that has kept most of us going and has kept us excelling in our various endeavor. And I can tell you, across Nigeria, across the world, everywhere you see an Umudaik, he or she is excelling in his chosen field. So again, I say thank you to the leadership of this university. So speaking again, another thing that we need to go away with here as a responsibility that the alumni of this university owe to both the students and the university is networking. Again, Prof spoke to it. That's why I said you have said everything. It is important. We are only as strong as our weakest link. And believe you me, we have what it takes. Everybody in his individual lane is doing exceedingly well. Imagine when we are able to come together and forge one united bond. And that is the task that the leadership of the alumni has to do. Yes, we like the fact that they are doing physical projects, but they need to build on the existing goodwill and make our association a stronger, bigger entity. Believe you me, 500 million naira project, if we get it right, is something we can do in a year. So that is something that we need to do. Again, like the speaker had said, there are so many people who are upcoming, who are also graduating. If we network properly, it will be easier for us to integrate these people into the society and make them more relevant. Now, you find somebody talked about having details of our people and all that. We can do a yellow pages. When you advertise what you're doing, I probably will be more at home patronizing somebody who is my co-alumni than somebody who is. So, again, we have to build on networking. Third and finally, mentoring. We need to play the big brother role as alumni. We need to play the big brother role as alumni. Now, mentoring would include quite a lot. Prof also spoken to it. In first world countries, you find that universities and alumni play very key roles in the development of the universities by way of scholarships, by way of endowments, and this is what we need to begin to encourage down here. So I think that as an alumni, we need to begin to discuss these things. Even internships. So people who are in undergraduates at the moment can come and have internships 6 months, 3 years, when they're 3 months when they're doing this IT program, right? We can create situations where people make themselves available to take in interns and train them, and that becomes that volunteer service and give back to the society that we're talking about. So these are the key areas where I think that we need to do better, and I believe that we have started this conversation. It is a very, very good one, honestly. And like Professor Sadeke had said also, we're going to begin to reach out to so many people. Yes, there's so many people who don't even want to hear the name Umudike. When you mention the name, it's like the terror and the horrors of the past years. You are bringing it all back to them. Let it be in the past. But I think we also have a responsibility to begin to preach to them that we also have our younger ones who are here, who need to benefit from the fact that they have people who have done well and are doing well. So that is what we are going to do. Thank you very much again for the opportunity to be here. I'm very honored, and I want to pledge that I will also continue to support in every way possible. We will need to do this and do this right. And one of the things that we'll have to go back, speaking with Professor Casey a while ago, we agreed that we need to go back and begin to build a proper database. We need to go back one person at a time. Each one bring one. We go and bring everybody. At the end of the day, we'll be certain that we have gotten our critical mass, and eventually we know that we're on our way to the next level of progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The regional manager, Access Bank Nigeria PLC, Mr. Ehimiri Okechukwu. A round of applause again, please. So I'd like at this point in time for some entertainment before we take the closing remarks. The Aquarium group will entertain us while we eat, and then when they're done, we'll take the closing remarks and the closing prayer. Greatest to Mudaik. Greatest to Mudaik. Which is the best canteen now on campus? Huh? Huh? Big radio. Or can it exist? Big radio can never exist. There's one canteen there that you can buy fried rice for 100 naira. It's well unkole. It's well balance. There's something they call nutritional balance, Abi. Balance there. And then Magi 2006, 2007. Magi. Okay, no, I'm saying when I entered now. She was there before, but then. Yes, you can come, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the dance troupe from Akwa Ibom. All right, just a minute, please. Just a minute.
Thank you very much. Mr. President of Alumni Association. When I came out here before was to open the meeting. And now that I've heard all the talking, you know, my uncle used to say that the tortoise, that all the meat is on his head. So I'm encouraged, and I want to tell you that my administration is encouraged by your commitment to this university. And your commitment is not hidden. One of the things we want to do is to change the position and situation of things. And I walk by faith. I don't walk by sight. I believe God that before I complete my 5 years tenure, which is remaining 2 years, 6 months, and 2 days today, that we will be able to start driving on the right path. This morning we held a church service, an interdenominational church service, where we prayed for this university, where we thank God for this university. And since I started as Vice Chancellor, we started what we call Lifting Up Muayu program, which comes quarterly, the first Wednesday of every quarter. We will hold an outdoor prayer meeting to lift up this university before God. And I want to tell you that in the last 2 years and a half, God has followed the voice of our prayers to do things in this place. By the end of the last administration, which I was part of as a Deputy Vice Chancellor, there wasn't much to show, because the university struggled for 5 years of the former administration. By the time that administration came on board, there was no naira on IGR. And by the time it ended, there was also no naira on IGR. And we're ending that administration in the year of COVID, when things had gotten so bad. I realized that the nation, at the end of COVID, the federal government didn't ask where were the universities. If there was any sector that needed assistance at the end of COVID, it was the universities. A similar thing happened last year when we had extended strike actions of all the unions on campus. At the end of those strike actions, the federal government, parents, and nobody asked where were the universities. And so the universities have been on the course of poverty in the last 4 years, at least in this country. But we've been managing by faith. And it is within this period that a lot of things had to happen. But we are not looking at the problem. We are looking at where to get solution. But the solution is going to come from us. Because at the end of, for instance, the last year's union actions, what was foremost in the minds of parents and sponsors was for students to return to campus. And students were returning to campus where there was no light and water, and where there was no money to generate light and water. And by the time they were returning to campus, the cost of diesel had increased much more than it was before they left, before we went away on strike actions. And within the period too, the cost of electricity from the generating and distributing companies had also doubled. So whatever was there as input of parents and their this thing had fizzled away. And the staff that were coming back after the strikes were empty stomached. So some may want to find a way of feeding themselves illegally and immorally. You know, the problem of this country is mainly having impact on the campuses. Professor Sedeka has shown you what the situation has been. And that's why I'm very grateful to ASU. I told people that I am grateful to ASU because if not for ASU, the universities in Nigeria shouldn't be existing now. And I'm very happy, very boldly happy that I was part of it as a young academic of the 1980s and 1990s when we were learning how to go on strike and survive. And when we had to keep our children and our wives starved. These days when people are talking about strike, I'll just be laughing because we were at the heat of it as young academics. Lecturer 2s, lecturer 1s, graduate assistants that will go home not with up to 20 naira as our pay pocket. But we were able to survive through those, terrible times up to now. So the fact is that we will all have to contribute to make things work on our campuses. Starting with our parents and our sponsors, and more importantly, our students. The students are not being careful. They are not caring. We're just speaking to the leader of the Students' Union this afternoon. Like this program. I was chatting with my wife last night. And I said, this generation is wonderful generation. Nothing touches them. Nothing touches this generation. Nothing shakes this generation except for things that are ephemeral. As students in our days, and you say that the university is having this type of program, we'll carry it with our heads. We carry it with our heads. We go to the streets. We go to the market and tell the world about it. We will make this university hot since Monday or Sunday night, preparing for this program. But even the slot we gave the students yesterday, they couldn't carry it. I was there where they wanted to have their program. They were not there. When the president came, I was following the president as I was following you on this program. And he came to my office. I said, I've been asking him, where is the venue for your program? What do you want to do? Things like, okay, eventually said they had a program. I said, good. And he came to my office. I sat him down and said, where is the venue? He couldn't answer. I said, since it's a student program, I expect a large population. Go to the new 3-wing hall, where we have about 2,500 seats at a time for the students. And he came yesterday to tell me that it's at ICANN. I said, what are you doing in ICANN? And I went to ICANN. There was nobody there. Students go home, take money from their parents for their charges, and blow the money. Students come down here with the money given by parents. They go and use it for pool betting and things like that. They won't pay.
But tomorrow they want their certificates, they want their transcript, they want their results. That's the problem. When we were students, we cared about ourselves. We cared about our lectures. Of course, at Nsukka, you will not pass the first gate except you have paid your charge. You pay your charge at the first gate. You pay for your meal coupon at the first gate. And when you are done at the first gate, they can now open the gate for the second gate, third gate, until you get to your department. But here, people will come back and relax. The level of atrocity that is going on in the campus in terms of, students not doing what they're supposed to do is so high. You know what we call IBB? That's the concentration of people that don't want to be useful to themselves in this university. That is the center of forgery. These things I know. That's the center of forgery of all manner of things. They're now forging bank remitter receipt. They were forging our receipts before, but now they've gone to forge bank remitter receipt. They're dealing with bank people to give wrong receipts. And the money doesn't come to the university for their light and water and carrying away of their refuse. It goes, they share it between them and the people in the bank. Well, let me say that as far as our administration is concerned, things are going to be well. By this session, it's unfortunate I have to reveal it here. From this session, every student will be biometrically captured so that we can now know why people in academic affairs and anywhere will hide results and other information about our students. So there will be a biometric capture of every student on this campus from this session so that records can be kept and once for all. And right now, we have decided to deploy the university's funds to transmit all hard copy material on everybody to Word files. I'm sure we'll be able to end that before December. So from January next year, I don't expect anybody to say he wanted a transcript, he cannot have it. By the time we have done that and a staff resists to do his work, the staff will leave the university for us. You have to go because we have done what we are supposed to do. So I want to appeal that you forgive us for our past sins. And then from now on, we want to see better things happening. That's what I was addressing the people that cared to come for the international service. That we are on a project of pursuing, overtaking, and recovering. We recover all for this very university. So please, I want to also thank all the people that have given the lectures for the encouragement we have received through lectures. But things will certainly change. I still have 2 solid years to finish some of these things and maybe to start what others will also continue with. Thank you very much. You must permit the Vice Chancellor to leave now. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellor, Michael Okpara, University of Agriculture, Umudike, Professor Madu BBC Ofo Iwe. The Akwa Ibom Troop, you got 2 minutes to come to stage.